started with our first fall cookie of the season. So these are called Chai Pumpkin Spice Thumbprints. It's a really long name. I'm going to modify this a little bit. I don't have any chai concentrate. You can only order it from Amazon unless you have a really cool grocery store. So I'm using some vanilla chai tea. I'm just using a really high amount. I'm using several bags and a small amount of water to try to get as much as I can. I don't even know if that'll work. You're also going to need these Hershey Kisses, and these are pumpkin spice Hershey Kisses. The only place you can get these is at Target, unlike some other stores that try to imitate Target and they're not as good. But these come out only during the fall season at Target, and apparently my Target just put out fall stuff yesterday, so I was lucky that I got these. I'm going to also try to put some of these M&Ms, these pumpkin spice M&Ms, in the cookies as well. So I'm going to have two different types of cookies. So I'm going to be making vanilla chai pumpkin cookies. Yay. Alright, so let's get started. Okay guys, so the start of the cookie is just like pretty much any normal cookie usually starts out. Butter, oh that's nice, it's like the leaning tower of, anyways. Okay, so butter and sugar. The amounts of everything are going to be below. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix these all together until it's nice and creamed. So we'll be back. Alright, so once you get that creamed together, you'll do the next step. And make sure that your butter is at room temperature. Mine didn't cream as well as it should have, because it was not at room temperature as much as I thought it was. So anyways, next what you're going to do is you're going to add 1 egg, some vanilla extract, and this is where the chai tea concentrate comes in. Again, I don't have chai tea concentrate, so I don't know, this might just taste like really gross water. I'm going to get this all mixed up together and we'll be back. Okay guys, I know yours is going to look way better than mine because mine looks really crappy right now with the butter being not at room temperature. But you know what, we're just going to have little pockets of butter in ours. So, next what you're going to do is you're going to add some salt and some baking soda, and then we're going to put in some flour. Alright, now I'm going to get this mixed up. I'm also going to make sure I scrape down the sides to make sure everything gets really well incorporated, and we'll be back. Alright guys, so everything's well combined. What you're going to do is you're going to put this in the in the refrigerator and let it sit for about an hour, because you're going to be using your hands to kind of form the balls with it, and so it needs to be really chilled. But the reason I have halved this is because I'm going to put a couple of M&Ms, maybe about, let's see, what is this? This is half a cup. Maybe about half a cup. Probably way too many, but that's okay. Of M&Ms in here. I'm going to get that mixed up because I want to do some with just M&Ms in them, and these are going to have the Hershey Kisses on them. So let me get this mixed up. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, and we'll be back when we're ready to plate them on a pan. Alright guys, so we're going to start making the cookies, and all we're going to do is take our dough. Don't need a whole lot. And roll it into a ball using your hands and set it on the cookie sheet. If you want to use like a measuring spoon to make sure that they're all the same size, I guess you can do that, but the recipe says it's supposed to make 24 or 2 dozen cookies, so it doesn't seem to make a ton of dough, so I'm guessing that that's, you know, these are going to be a little bit small cookies. So let me get these done and I'll show you the next step. Okay guys, so we've got these divvied up I joined some of them together because they were kind of not doing so well. The M&Ms, I should have not put those in until just now. So they're going to be a nice fall-ish color. What we're going to do next is I've made this chai spice. It's a mixture. I'll put the recipe below. It's got a lot of like cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, things like that in it. But what you're going to do is you're going to mix it together and you're just going to sprinkle it over the cookies so that each one has a pretty good little amount of these chai seasonings. And that's going to give it that really neat kind of that chai spice that, you know, usually you'll see whenever you get like a chai tea latte or something at Starbucks. It's got the little seasonings on top. Alright, so once you get that, you're going to have your oven at 325 degrees and you're going to let these cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. And we'll bring them out as soon as we do that. Alright guys, our cookies are out of the oven. They just came out of the oven. Of course they're not as pretty as the picture. But what we're going to do is press them into the cookie. We're going to press these into the cookie. Oh, that one fell apart. Alright, just pressing them onto the cookie because it looks like they will melt right into it. There we go. Alright, let me get these set up because they are hot and I'll be right back. Here we go. So, they're definitely not as pretty as the pictures from online, which, when is it ever like it is when you see in the pictures? But I would recommend when you roll them into the balls, squish them down and kind of make a little bit of an indentation so that you can put the Hershey Kisses in there, because you saw when I was putting them on, they were starting to kind of crumble. I think that would help. But definitely, once they're on, they really mold into the cookie, and they really melt down. You can see how they've really melted down. I tried one, not the sweetest cookie. I almost think that maybe the recipe for the chai spice, to add a little bit of sugar, and then what I would have done is roll it almost like you're making a snickerdoodle cookie into that spice and sugar, then flatten it, then bake it, and then put this in here. I think that might have helped a little bit, but nonetheless they smell really good. They smell like fall. They do taste good, but they're not as sweet as you probably would want them to be. But hey, if you don't want them to be sweet, you do kind of chase the chai. And with these Hershey Kisses, you really do taste that pumpkin spice. So let me show you really quick. This is what the M&M one looked like. So the M&M one almost was a little bit better because it had those pieces of chocolate throughout, so it gave it a little bit more sweetness that you maybe are looking for in a cookie, but just not as pretty, so I just showed you guys these. But either way, hey, you know what, that's why we bake, because sometimes we have fails. It doesn't turn out how you think, but overall I think these are okay. I would probably make them again with those adjustments, and I might look into seeing, you know, more about that chai concentrate and find out about that. But anyways, give these a try. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys next time.